Megalodon, the silent king of the deep. Megalodon disappeared 2.6 million years ago, or at least that's what scientists say. But the ocean is enormous, and the places where evidence disappears fastest are always the deepest. Megalodon was not just a big shark. It was 20 meters long, 70 tons of muscle, with a bite force strong enough to crush a small whale in half. A predator that hunted by ambush, rising silently from below. And here's what terrifies ocean researchers today. Every year, ships report whales washing up on beaches, with massive bite marks no known creature could make. Deep-sea microphones record low-frequency growls too powerful to be any modern shark. Naval submarines have even reported huge shadows, following them for miles, then disappearing into deeper trenches. Megalodon may not roam the shallow oceans anymore, but in the dark trenches, where food is scarce and evolution favors the silent hunter, something with massive teeth could still be king. As one marine biologist said, if Megalodon survived anywhere, it would be where no sunlight has ever reached. The kraken, giant squid, but bigger. Giant squids exist, but they are small compared to ancient descriptions. Sailors from the 1600s wrote about tentacles thicker than ship masts, reaching up from the water to drag entire vessels under. Modern sonar sometimes picks up moving shapes larger than submarines, in the exact regions where kraken legends began. Scientists believe giant squids may have gigantic abyss species that never come near the surface. Imagine a squid the size of a skyscraper, moving silently beneath you. Leviathan melvillei, the whale killer, a real prehistoric creature, a gigantic whale with teeth as long as knives. It hunted other whales, rammed them, tore them apart. Some bones found today show deep bite marks almost identical to Leviathan, in areas of the ocean where no modern predator could cause such wounds. Colossal squid, the eye of the deep. This creature is real, but nobody has ever seen a full adult alive. Its eyes are the largest ever recorded on any animal, eyes built to sense movement in total darkness. Scientists believe the colossal squid grows much larger than measured, and that it hunts silently, using bioluminescent decoys to lure prey. Imagine something as long as a bus, with hooks on its tentacles, waiting in the dark. The sea serpent, the ribbon of the abyss, inspired by oarfish. Oarfish can grow up to 11 meters, but there may be a deep-sea species over 30 meters long. They rise to the surface only before earthquakes, leading some cultures to believe they are messengers from something ancient below. Researchers once filmed a long snake-like shadow moving in perfect waves, longer than their entire submarine. Footage was blurred, as if the creature didn't want to be seen. Deinosuchus, the ocean crocodile, a prehistoric crocodile capable of killing dinosaurs. Saltwater crocodiles today travel across open ocean. Why couldn't a larger cousin survive in trenches? Some Pacific islands report giant bite marks on fishing boats, tails longer than telephone poles, glowing eyes watching from below. No proof, no evidence, but the stories never stop. Deep-sea octopus, the shapeshifter. Octopuses are already terrifying, smart, flexible, impossible to contain, but deep-sea species grow enormous. Some have arms reaching up to 10 meters. Others use their entire body as a cloaking device, shapeshifting into rock formations. Divers once found an octopus so large that it wrapped around a submarine's camera arm and crushed it. The creature vanished into the dark before they could record more. The giant ghost ray, a ray with a wingspan of 50 to 60 feet, black as night, able to glide silently like a shadow. Deep-sea explorers reported a blackout effect when one passed overhead. Their instruments cut out completely, and the water around them went dark. It may use electric fields to disorient prey, or to warn intruders. Leave. The false orca, a mysterious whale-like creature reported by sailors for centuries. It looks like a dolphin until you see its teeth, carnivorous, silent, traveling in packs. Some believe it is a descendant of a prehistoric predator that never died out. Sonar occasionally detects formations of moving shadows traveling in groups at impossible depths. Nothing living today moves like that. The phantom shark, a shark so rare, scientists caught one on camera only once. It was pale white, with glowing eyes and elongated fins. It moved slowly, as if floating on invisible currents. When the submarine approached, the shark opened its mouth, revealing multiple rows of human-like teeth. The creature drifted backward into the dark, never seen again. Some believe it was a sick shark. Others believe it was something else entirely. The ocean covers more than 70% of our planet, yet we've explored less than 5% of it. Everything beneath that dark surface is unknown. And recently, scientists have discovered things that were never meant to be seen. Today, we're diving deep into the darkest mysteries lurking in the parts of the ocean where light can't reach, and where something else can. Brace yourself, because what scientists found deep in the ocean will terrify you. The sound that shouldn't exist. The bloop. In 1997, a sound was recorded in the Pacific Ocean. It was so loud, so powerful, it was heard by sensors over 3,000 miles apart. Scientists named it the bloop. At first, they thought it was an earthquake, then an iceberg, then a volcano. But it wasn't any of those. The bloop matched the pattern of a living creature, except it was far louder than any whale, any shark, any animal known to exist. To produce that sound, the creature would need to be bigger than anything alive today. Bigger than blue whales, bigger than anything in the fossil record. And the location? A remote region of the ocean, suspiciously close to the place that inspired H.P. Lovecraft's city of Eerie, where a monstrous being supposedly sleeps beneath the waves. Coincidence? Or did something massive wake up? The underwater forest of human bones. Near the coast of Mexico, divers discovered something horrifying. A hidden cavern filled with thousands of human bones. Skulls, ribs, legs, piled in complete silence. No currents, no predators, just skeletons, arranged in patterns, as if placed there. Scientists first blamed ancient sacrifices, but the bones were not all ancient. Some were modern, very modern, and no one knows how the bodies got so deep underwater or who arranged them. One diver described it like this: "It felt like the ocean was guarding something or warning us not to go deeper." The blackfish that absorbs light. At depths where sunlight disappears, scientists found a creature unlike anything ever seen. Nicknamed the blackfish, its skin doesn't reflect light. It absorbs it completely. Cameras couldn't capture it. Flashlights disappeared against its skin. It was like looking at a hole in reality. Researchers realized why. The fish evolved to be perfectly invisible in the darkness. Even predators swimming right next to it cannot see it. One marine biologist said, "It wasn't a fish. It was a shadow pretending to be alive. And if this creature evolved to hide from something, what exactly is it hiding from?" The underwater city at 12,000 feet. In 2009, sonar scans detected square structures at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Walls, corridors, geometric patterns. It looked like a man-made city. But it was found 2 miles underwater. Some said it was Atlantis. Others said a lost civilization. But the government quickly shut down the area. No exploration allowed. No drones. No recordings. And the strangest part? Before shutting everything off, one scientist leaked a message online. "We didn't find a city. We found something using the city." Then he disappeared from media completely. The creature with human-like eyes. In deep trenches near Japan, A submersible captured footage of something terrifying, a creature drifting in total darkness, with large pale eyes that looked disturbingly human. Not like fish eyes, not like sharks, more like they belonged to something that once lived on land. When the submarine's lights flashed, the creature blinked, slowly. Then it moved in a way no known animal moves. Its limbs bent, its body twisted, not swimming, but crawling through the water. The footage was confiscated, but a scientist who saw it said, it looked like something that evolved where evolution shouldn't exist. The unexplained metal sphere in the Mariana Trench, at the deepest part of the ocean, 11 kilometers down, researchers found a perfect metallic sphere resting on the seafloor. It was perfectly round, smooth, seamless, unaffected by pressure, and it gave off faint radio signals, not random ones, repeating pulses, almost like communication. The sphere was too heavy to lift and too hard to cut open. When scientists returned a year later, it was gone. No marks, no tracks, nothing. Whatever moved it was stronger than any machine we have, stronger than we want to imagine. The Screaming Trench. In 2015, deep-sea microphones recorded a sound no one could explain. Not a whale, not a quake, not machinery. It sounded like a woman screaming underwater, echoing through miles of darkness. The pitch matched a human voice, but it came from 30,000 feet down, where no human could survive. Scientists said it might be thermal activity, but one diver who studied the sound said, if that was thermal activity, then the Earth itself is screaming. To this day, the source remains unknown. The walking shark. Found off Indonesia, this horrifying creature doesn't swim like a normal shark. It walks on the seafloor. Using its fins like legs, it crawls silently in the darkness, moving like a predator that learned how to stalk on land. Scientists called it remarkable. Locals called it a demon waiting for legs. The submarine graveyard. Near Bermuda, sonar detected dozens of sunken submarines, all clustered together in an impossible formation. Some were World War II vessels, others were unmarked. A few had no record of ever existing. When drones inspected the area, the metal hulls were crushed inward, as if something had bitten into them with unimaginable force. Governments refused to comment. The glowing red waterfall. In Antarctica, a waterfall pours into the ocean, and the water is blood red. Scientists say it's iron oxide, but divers exploring nearby caves reported feeling overwhelming fear, as if something was watching from between the rocks. One diver swore he saw a pale hand reach out from the cracks. He never dove again. The underwater heartbeat. Hydrophones detected a rhythmic thumping beneath the Southern Ocean. Steady, consistent, biological. It pulsed every 12 seconds, louder than a blue whale, louder than anything alive. Scientists tracked it for months. Then suddenly, it stopped. Some believe something massive died. Others believe it woke up. The ghost leviathan. Fishermen have always spoken about something massive beneath their boats, but in 2018, cameras finally captured a shadow larger than a blue whale. Nicknamed the ghost leviathan, this creature lives deeper than submarines can travel. Its skin is translucent, showing faint glowing organs through the darkness. Its tentacles stretch over 100 feet, moving as slow as smoke underwater. But the creepiest part? It doesn't swim toward prey. It waits, completely still, until something wanders close. Then its body expands, like a massive jelly net, swallowing anything unfortunate enough to drift near. Scientists say its existence is possible. Fishermen swear it follows ships for miles. Deep-sea sonar often picks up something huge, quietly keeping pace. The abyss serpent. In the deepest trenches, cameras recorded a long ribbon-like creature over 200 feet long, much larger than any known oarfish. Its body glows faint red, like living embers. It moves without sound, slithering through the water like a snake. The only recorded footage shows it twisting around a submarine light, and when the sub turned its camera, the creature vanished in a blur, moving faster than anything scientists have ever seen at that depth. Local islanders say that when this serpent nears the shore, earthquakes follow. The black whisper shark, a massive shark found in Arctic waters. But this one is different. Its skin is pitch black, absorbing all light. It has no visible eyes, and it moves silently, slower than a drifting cloud. When researchers placed sensors in the water, they detected a strange low-frequency sound that made divers nauseous. It wasn't machinery. It wasn't an earthquake. It was the shark speaking. Its call vibrates so deeply that it can stun prey from over 100 meters away. Some believe it communicates over long distances. Others believe it hunts by listening to heartbeats. No diver has willingly entered the water with one. The lantern jelly. This creature is longer than a blue whale, but thinner than a strand of hair. In the dark, it looks like floating lights, like lanterns drifting through empty space. But those aren't lights. They're mouth-like structures that glow to attract prey. Once a fish touches it, the entire jelly contracts around it, wrapping it in thousands of microscopic stinging cells. The prey doesn't die from poison. It dies from fear and suffocation as the jelly slowly pulls it into its glowing core. The deepest ROVs filmed one that seemed to follow the camera, matching its movements, as if studying it. So now you've heard their names, seen their shadows, imagined their size: Megalodon, the abyss serpent, the ghost leviathan, creatures too big to understand, too silent to detect, too ancient to fear us. But here's the truth scientists don't like to admit. These creatures didn't disappear. They simply moved deeper, down into the trenches where sunlight has never touched, where pressure would crush steel, where human eyes will never look. Because the deeper we explore, the more we realize something terrifying. The ocean isn't empty, it's reserved. Reserved for predators far older than humanity. Reserved for bodies built for darkness. Reserved for monsters evolution perfected long before we ever walked the earth. Megalodon might not roam the warm shallows anymore. But what if it still rules the places we haven't explored? The places where our machines fail, where cameras break, where sound stops. What if the last thing some sinking ships see is not the ocean floor, but the shadow of something huge rising from below? What if the legends weren't exaggerations, but warnings? Because every sonar anomaly, every unexplained shipwreck, every crushed whale corpse, every massive shadow captured on deep cameras, they all point to one chilling truth. Something is down there, something big, something waiting. And every year technology brings us closer, 5 meters deeper, 10 meters deeper, one trench at a time. One day, we will reach the place where the ocean stops hiding its secrets. And when that day comes, we may regret finding out which of these ancient monsters are still alive and which ones are hungry. So until then, remember this. When you look out at the ocean, you're not looking into water. You're looking into a world that has never belonged to us. A world that never needed humans. A world that never forgot its monsters. And some of those monsters are still watching from below. The ocean doesn't keep secrets. It keeps survivors.